Does your wrist and hand hurt from tattooing all day for many years? Have you noticed that a lot of tattooers are now using rotary machines? Do you ask yourself why? Maybe we have some answers for you. I personally have been tattooing since 1992, and Needlejig started making innovative tools for tattooing in the mid to late 90s. We actually love to see advancements in our craft by other tattooers, artists, manufacturers, because it sort of forces us to take our game to the next level. Now, rotary tattoo machines have been around for decades and decades, but only recently have builders found ways to get new features and innovations in that will appeal to more traditional tattooers. I myself tattooed with coils for probably 20 years and still do occasionally, but I can tell you rotary machines allow me to tattoo a lot longer hours and with a lot less discomfort. Let me give you my opinions on rotary machines, and at the same time, let's hear from some of our trusted tattoo friends out there that use them every single day. Now let's talk tattoo. For the most part, rotary machines are a lot lighter and better balanced. Now, most old-timers are going to tell you that sooner or later their hands hurt, their wrists hurt, and then as time goes on, it hurts a lot more. And seeing how we have no pensions, retirement funds, we are going to work as long as we can to continue to pay those bills. Later in their careers, a lot of tattooers develop carpal tunnel, which is when the basically increased muscle mass or bone growth deposits end up pinching nerves, putting pressure on nerves that result in pain and numbing of the hands and the fingers. I get that. This thumb and this index finger at the tops generally very, very little feeling anymore. Rotary tattoo machines do not require the large metal frames to support the large and relatively heavy coils that are in an electromagnetic coil machine. Now, the reduced weight is going to lead to a lot longer careers, so you really should consider giving rotaries a look. One of the big things that I like about rotary machines is they're more consistent from day to day. They're basically a lot less things to go wrong. With less mechanical components, there's less variables, helps increase the efficiencies. The modern electric motors that are in rotary tattoo machines operate at 90+% efficiency. To be honest with you, I don't believe there's ever been a coil machine that can even come close to those types of numbers. And in my honest opinion, a direct drive rotary tattoo machine is probably the most efficient device for tattooing. Is it the best device? Maybe, maybe not. But as far as efficiency goes, it's unbeatable. These days, with builders trying to add everything you can think of to a machine, you have to consider that each feature that they are adding is adding components, moving parts. Each one of these things is going to decrease the efficiency of the machine to some degree. Now, that's not always going to be a bad thing because some of the features are fantastic, but every time you're gaining a feature, you're losing in efficiency, so you just need to understand that. Now, the one downside to a rotary tattoo machine is when it stops working, it stops working. You're not going to be able to tinker with it like you would your coil and get back up and running. But the truth is, every tattooer that I know has dozens and dozens of machines for backups, so that's really not an issue. So basically what I'm saying is the less you have to think about how your machine is running, the more time you can spend concentrating on your artwork, your line work, your color saturation, things that are important to great tattoos. Another advantage to rotary machines is you now have the options to use needle cartridges as well as traditional needles on bars. Now, I know some of you are going to tell me you run cartridges on coil machines, and it is possible, but it requires a machine to be set up so specific that most builders don't even know how to do that, and your average artist doesn't have a shot usually. And if you're using needle cartridges, you no longer have to have 2, 4, 6 or more machines set up for a large piece with a lot of details in it. You can literally have one machine and change between your tight liner to your large mag color packer, back to your round shader for details, all in a few seconds. Life gets easier. Your setup is smaller, faster setup, faster cleanup. It just makes life more convenient. And if you want to use some of the best cartridges on the market, Dynasty, we got you, baby. But don't take my word for it. Let's hear it from some other great tattooers.
I was really skeptical, but once I got the hang of it, it worked well. Rotaries are just so much more consistent than old coil machines. You know, they run at the same consistency all the time. And then you introduced me to your needles, and that just kind of changed the game for me. I did coils. Coils would kind of set me into my black and gray that I started doing, you know, and that, you know, that pepper shading all the time, and it kind of changed everything. And Rotary kind of changed the game a little bit. And then when you came out, and then when Cartridges came out, that really changed the game. Rotaries, like, man, I can't say enough good things about Rotaries compared to coils.
No more pepper shading. It's all smooth.
It's very smooth.
Soft.
It's very smooth because
you can get the pepper if you want to.
You can get the pepper if you want to, but then it looks like it gets kind of skippy. You know, it doesn't look smooth anymore at that point. So it kind of changes the game a little bit. It's definitely fun, man, and I love them for color. Way better for color than what coils were. When I went from coil to rotary, it was needle on bar. And now the only issue with rotary and needle on bar was that rotary was hitting harder. You know, it hit really hard. You could damage the skin really quick and easy. But when the cartridge came out, it kind of gave a little bit of give. Right. You know, like when you were running a coil machine and you'd hit the skin, the coil always backed off a little bit. And now with the cartridge, it kind of does the same thing. And now with the new membrane, the Dynasty cartridge, that one's even better because it hits a little harder, and it doesn't wear out either. You know, it runs for a very long time, and there's no blowbacks, no nothing. It's awesome.
You know, there's out there machines that are like, engineers have been paid to like design this machine that you don't have to mess with.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just like you have your setups that you need, you got your settings, and just go and tattoo and do your thing. I like that. I really like that. And you know, I have that romanticism with my coil machines, but you know, I love them, but I can't tattoo with those things like for like 7 hours. I can't do 7 hours with like a machine like that. Unfortunately, I do a lot of mountain bike. I had a lot of like accidents in mountain bike, so definitely need like something lighter for my hands. But yeah, I love like how tattooing or where tattooing is going, technology wise.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool to see that. You know, like when I was 13, now that I'm 37, to see the big change of tattooing is mind-boggling. It's like crazy.
And now let's get Travis to show you some of the machines we carry.
If we haven't met, I'm Travis, and you'll often find me answering the phones or working the tattoo conventions. So let's dig in and take a look at some of the different types of rotary tattoo machines that we offer. Direct drive machines, simplest, most mechanically efficient design where the needle bar or drive bar is mounted directly on the cam with no give and offers less wear and tear on the motor. The eccentric devices switch with a cam adjustability between 2.4 and 4.4, and this weighs in at 4 ounces. Here we have the Axis Direct Drive, no maintenance, and offers the 3.2, the 3.7, and the 4.3 millimeter cams. This weighs in at 4.3 ounces. This is the FK Direct. It has a grommetless clip-on armature fixture, it has interchangeable cams, and great stability. It weighs in at 2.3 ounces. Linear rotary tattoo machines include an internal cam that drives the slide in a linear motion similar to a coil machine. The 𝑔𝐿𝐴𝐺 offers interchangeable motor bolts, great introductory machine for artists that are new to the rotary game. This weighs in at 4 ounces. The Bishop V6 features a powerful German 𝑓allhaber motor and an impressive needle clip for extra stability on every head. This weighs in at 3.8 ounces. The FK Irons Halo 2, adjustable give up to 4 millimeters, also features the needle clip. This weighs in at 3.1 ounces. Cartridge dedicated machines, where the drive bar is attached to the machine, but the cartridge tubes are needed, sold separately. This is the FK Irons Edge X. You can change this from 2.8 to 4.2 millimeters with the adjustable stroke length. It also weighs in at 2.9 ounces without the grip. The Axis 𝑓𝐴𝐿 Center balanced, resembles a pen style machine, autoclavable vise, and only weighs in at 2.5 ounces. Which leads us to the pens, where the only other thing you need is the cartridges. The Axis Valhalla, with 5 changeable stroke lengths, 2.5, 2.9, 3.4, 3.8, and 4.2. No stopping, cleanest pen on the market with a high performance seal, which can range from 4.7 to 6.7 ounces depending on the grip size. And the 𝐓𝐴𝐼RON, which features a ratchet system to lock the needle depth with a 3.2 to 3.7 stroke length adjustment, a 10-watt motor bolt, but it's not recommended for high voltage use past 9.5 volts. This weighs 5.4 ounces. Now our cartridges work with all of these rotary style machines, so make sure you go to the website and check them out. That was a tour of some of the rotary machines that we have to offer here at Needlejig. So if you have any questions, comments, or compliments, find us at a tattoo convention or give us a call.
Now I currently wear hearing aids, and my left ear is substantially worse than my right. So I have to wonder, did 20 plus years of loud tattoo machines buzzing over here because I get close to my work, is that just a coincidence? Or does it have something to do with the machine? I don't know, but it has to be considered as a possibility. And if you're one of those artists that loves to chat with your clients, it's a whole lot easier with the quieter machines these days. To be honest, I love walking into a tattoo shop and hearing the buzzing machines and smelling the green soap, and it's so nostalgic and it just hits me right here with all the feels, but that's not how I'm going to tattoo anymore. At this time, Needlejig sells all the leading rotary tattoo machines by US builders. Now there are great builders around the world, but we've always stuck with US builders because they're people we know and want to support. Not to mention, if you have a problem or an issue and need a repair, you can lose a lot of time and sometimes some money having to deal with delays overseas. We may carry international machines in the future, but for right now, let's just stick with what we know. Do you use rotaries? Why did you switch? Let us know in the comments below how it's helped you. If you need any help choosing or learning more about machines, just give us a call. That's what we're here for. For the most part, rotary machines are lighter weight and better balanced. As most old timers will tell you, I'm very, very serious right now, and I'm staring directly into your soul. Energy and smiles. I gotta be not so damn serious and like all grinched up when I'm fucking talking. So, alright.